What's up guys? I am back playing some more Disgaea RPG and we're going to talk about Sister Artina's advent that's coming out in the next week. Going to talk through some tactics, go over it wave by wave, looking at the dengeki fandom, which is the Japanese fandom. Translation is quite bad, but we'll work through that anyway. We're not going to bother too much about the translations, we can figure most of it out. First thing we need to bear in mind is that it is going to be a high level one. She is going to be, for the higher stages, level 4,400. Well, that's the enemy level, and that sounds difficult. The easy one, or the normal stage, is only 2,750, so you can get some shards if you get the good drops on the lower ones, but we want to beat the high difficulty. But 4,400 does sound pretty tough. So, who is getting the geo effects for this one? Fist and monster physical attackers. That are the only ones getting the geo effect of 100%. So, straight off, great news to people who have got Overlord Kalidia. If you have invested in the Bloodis advent and have been able to level him up quite a lot, that should help you out as well. Characters like Desco, those sort of people, you know them by now, so all these guys will help you out. So let's go and have a look at the stages, each wave. This is one of the random teams on the fandom they've put together. Again, just fist and physical monster units. It is a bit of a random team, but the general gist they're going for is you're going to need units that can attack buff and some units that can use defense debuffs against the enemy too. I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute. Once we just scroll down a bit, we'll get through to the waves. See, with Girl the Hole here, it's just giving you a little bit of pre-warning that she has got that water resistance of -25, which could be a slight hindrance on waves 3 and 5, it's saying, because they've got high attacks with skills of water attributes, so we could be a little bit wary of that. And it sort of says here as well that IMA is quite decent because of her high attack. She has a slight water resistance, so she can take some flack off the units there which do suffer from the water resistance, but it's not too much to worry about. If you're prepared enough, if your units are high levels, you shouldn't have too much to worry about. Get some Mega Bravehearts, and we should be good to go, but I say that, I thought Bloodis was going to be fairly simple because I was prepared for it. It was still difficult, but we'll see on this one. So, the first wave it's going with, you're going to get Giga Magic downed. This means that intelligence minus 90%. Well, that's how it works on this one anyway. There's a bit at the bottom where it tells you about this move, about how it does get your intelligence to minus 90%. Mentioned up top as well, but I skipped over that a little bit. Just telling you about them. Also the resistances of the mud monsters, the slime people. So green is weak to flame, red is weak to water, blue is weak to wind, and yellow is weak to star. We're not too worried about that sort of thing. The thing I'm more worried about is where it says here, do not just leave units with under half health. If they get under half health, the mud monsters will hit you fairly hard. They like to counter you. So only wave 1, so these are going to be the easiest units to fight. But that's the thing to bear in mind. If you're going to knock them out individually, knock them out. Do not leave them to attack you with under half health. But depending on the units you bring in, if you have got the attribute advantage, do hit them with it. If not, just hit them as hard as you can. It's not really telling you an order of attack to go with, but I would say quite safely, like with Bloodis, first wave, I tend to leave Bloodis till last, well even on the last wave as well. So hit the outside monsters first, and then just hit Artina last. On to wave 2. The Celestials. This is where we're going to get debuffed with Rapid Arrow and Doppelgangers. So you need to be hitting the Celestials first. Get rid of them, so you're not getting Doppelgangered, because it's going to be minus 10% each time you do it, and it will stack up, and you will notice that it's going to take you a while to get them out. This is where Mega Braveheart, Friend Power, those ones come in really handy, so you get to use them. So yep, knock these two out first, and then knock out the monsters in whatever way you want to knock them out. It doesn't mention now about the under half HP, but I would assume that it rolls over, so if you're going to kill these one at a time, make sure to finish them off. On to wave 3. These 3 Archeresses are going to attack you first, so that's instantly minus 30% attack debuff against you. And then you've got the sharks as well, who the sharks have a high attack, and then we've got the sharks here as well. Don't think it says it on this bit, might say it on wave 4 or 5, but the sharks generally have quite a high attack. So we're going to take out the Archeresses first, stop us getting more debuffs. So remember, with your Mega Braveheart units, the Braveheart units do hit your sweeper with the buff, so they can wipe these out quickly. And you need to bear in mind, with the Archeresses, they are very fast. So not just this wave, I'm not sure if they're on wave 4 or 5, but when you do see them again, they are quick. So deal with them as quick as possible too. Little side note, it's got on here at the bottom there, with some abilities, Gym Close Fuka and Bloodis, where it's your status is raised when attacked, the Archeresses will counteract that, it's saying. I mean, isn't that just quite standard anyway? If you've got an attack buff and you get debuffed, your attack goes down. I assume that's all it's going to mean. It doesn't mean anything special. It's not going to just wipe it away, I'm sure. It's just meaning that whatever buff they've been given through their abilities, it's going to be knocked down by 30% when all 3 Archeresses have hit you. That's all I can assume it means. And then under this picture here, it's just stating, yeah, the archers, they do have low attack themselves, but they're also going to lower your attack, so it's just saying get them out quickly. It's got a little funny bit here. Do not flirt with the Archeresses. Don't tickle them. Smash them. Get them out very quickly. No little moves, just hit them hard, get them gone. On to wave 4. 4 different options you can face here. 1 mage, and then 4 of the sludge people. It's a random pattern, and what it's going to say is the mud ones have a status weakness as they do in the first wave. If you cannot remember what the status weakness is, just look at the colour of the mage. So the green ones have a fire weakness because the mage is red. The red sludgers have a water weakness because the mage is blue. Same for these ones, so wind, star, they're the weaknesses for 4C and 4D there, so the blue and the yellows. So if you're taking in a Desco, if you get the 4D with the yellow ones, she has an AoE star, I believe anyway, I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm sure Desco's got an AoE, and I think her moves are star moves, so she'll be good there. But you'll know your teams, you'll know what they can do, and then we'll get on this bit here. It's saying that the sludgers do have very high defense. So if your attack buffs are not working, this is also where having units that can armor break come in handy. They can debuff the enemy's defense, so that you might have been debuffed quite a bit in the previous wave with all the doppelgangers. Your Braveheart might not be as effective as it would be, so you can just debuff the enemy's defense and knock them out that way. Again, I assume it's going to mean do not leave them with under half health. Kill them one by one if you can't wipe them out in one go, because they should, like this first wave up here, I'll show you the picture again, where it says they do counter if they're under half health, so do not do that. Oddly, it's not mentioning anything about the mage other than it does correspond to the sludger's weakness, so I think you're safe to leave her until last by the looks of it. It's not saying that she debuffs you anywhere. It's not saying that she's got any special attack or anything in this picture here underneath it. It's just telling you that it's the colour of the weakness, so just assume you can save her till last and knock out the sludgers before you knock out her. Wave 5. The Troublesome wave. Sister Artina is going to have a ridiculous health pool. 2 speedy archers and 2 strong attacking shark people. The wave is going to start with Sister Artina using this Saint Oshioki. No, I never said that right. But what that does is it removes your attack and intelligence buffs. That's what I'm believing that release effects mean. I'm sure that's what it means. And the 2 archers are going to use Doppelganger, so there's your 20% debuff on your attack again. So again, Braveheart is needed here. I haven't mentioned staff users at all, especially for the 4400 stage, because they're not getting the geo effect. I think they're going to be getting hit too hard to be taken in, so Espoir, Mega Hills, that sort of thing, Not really a viable option because I think the healer will get killed quite quickly. It's going to be hard to protect them while you're trying to finish off the enemies quickly, so that's why up the top as well there was no mention in that team they were showing you of healers. There was a small mention of them in the normal stage, the 2750, you can use them there, but in the harder one, don't try and heal, don't try and square, that sort of thing. Just try and buff your units, debuff the enemy's defense, and hit them as quickly as possible. It is telling you also here that Sister Artina, when she's got high health, will not be attacking you. Instead, she'll be focusing on healing. So you can leave her until last. Focus on getting rid of the side units. Make sure you're bravehearting yourself, so you're getting that attack up straight away because it's been wiped out. Hit the shark gods first because they've got very high attack, and they're the ones going to deal the most damage to you, so get rid of them. The archers, again, are going to be very fast, but their attack's going to be lower, but they're going to be debuffing you a lot, so get rid of them next, and then focus everything on Artina. Maybe if you've got just Artina left, take a turn or two to get all the buffs you can, because I mean, it's not saying that she uses that intelligence attack removal again after that first time. It's got this little bit here where it says that the defense, so I think, yeah, you should be safe once Artina's just left, just to use a turn or two if you need it, buff everyone up, debuff her defense if you want, and try to get her out in a couple of hits if possible. Okay, it's got the picture here underneath this one where it's saying that shield buff on units can be quite handy. Wave 4, if you're able to, get some defense buff on yourself. So when you do come into this final wave, Artina will remove your attack and intelligence buffs, but she will not remove your defense buffs. And so it gives you a bit of cover against those shark gods because they've got a hefty attack. Yeah, and on this picture above here, it's saying there is a way to defeat Sister Artina. Who is the recovery roll first? But high parameters. But you can see her health here, 123.5 million health pool. Bloody high. Other units, 56 million. So under half of what she's got. So focus on them first, obviously. If you're spending time with units that haven't got the attack buff anymore to wipe out Artina, who's not doing you much damage in the first time, it's a bit of a waste. So focus on the gods first, these shark gods, get the Archeresses out next, and then focus on Artina. And all being well, we've got our first 3 shards, our first copy of Sister Artina, and we are away and ready. I always look forward to these sort of challenges in the game because we don't get too many of them. I mean, we got the conquests thrown in our faces the other day, but now we've got Sister Artina coming, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, this note at the bottom here where I mentioned that Giga Magic down on the first one. It's telling you that minus 90%, it only lasts for 30 turns. So if you want, you can stand wave 1 for 30 turns if you'd like. If intelligence route is the way you want to go. It shouldn't be. It should not be the way you want to go. And it doesn't even say there. However, this strategy is valid up to normal difficulty. So the lowest. So do not do it. They're just saying that it is just 30 turns. But do not focus on an intelligence-based team here. Just get your attacking units. Braveheart, Mega Bravehearts. If you want to use the friend powers and the rangers, and that's all you've got, you need to use them. And make sure to get the defense debuffs. Also, if you're struggling on wave 4 for the mud people. But there you go, that's all the information available to me right now, because I don't play Japan. I have no intention of playing Japan. It's too much time playing global, so I'm not going on Japan as well, just to look at these sort of events. And I have no need to, because we've got the Dengeki wiki. And that's me, guys. Good luck when it comes out. Hope you can beat it. Hope this helps you prepare for it as well. The team I'm going to be using is Overlord Calidia. Lucky enough to have him. I have NE10'd him. He's 4,900, so he should be doing some good damage for me there. I'm using Girlahol, who's got Mega Braveheart. Usalia, she's only NE0, but she does have Mega Braveheart too. So there's 2 Mega Bravehearts for Calidia. I'm taking in normal Calidia too. I've got him a speed boost. My intention is to, on the first wave, speed boost Overlord Calidia, so that after his 2 turns of speed boost, he's even quicker. I get more attacks in. I know it's not going to make me quicker than that initial first attack they do each wave, but it means after that I'm super quick and I can get as many attacks in as possible, especially with those archers being very quick themselves. Fifth unit is going to be Desco, just as a secondary clear. I think mine's only NE3, but I am weapon mastery farming her at the minute. So once that first wave is done, clearly is going to be too quick to be buffed to my current speed of my Eusalia and my Girlahole. So they can buff Desco if needed. If I just need to finish off the wave and Calidia is not going to get there first, I can buff Desco. But that's my intention so far. I'm sure I should be okay because Calidia should be able to handle it. He's getting that 100% geo effect boost as well, so we should be good to go. Right, that's me guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye.